So I went to New York the first time in '79, and I discovered Halsman's work at ICP. And I bought the catalog, and 35, 6, 7 years later, I'm at the fundraiser for Gordon Parks in New York, and next to me sits a woman who introduces herself as, "Hi, I'm Irene." I said, "Hey, hi, I'm Henry," you know. At the end of the evening, there was a, you know, to make a little bit more money, they were selling prints, and then she gives me, you know, a little nudge and says, "My father's print just sold." And I'm like, "Irene Halsman?" She said, yes, Irene Halsman, my father's print sold. "And you should come visit the archive, and you should visit my son, who is a photographer." And I was like, "I don't know if I want to meet another," you know, it's like that kind of thing. It took me 8 years. She called me every week, every 2 weeks, once a month, every 6 months. And after 8 years, I gave up. You know, you get a nosebleed when you live downtown, you have to go uptown. But I finally made it, sat down, and I said, "Well, do you have a passport or a pair of glasses?" Because I'm working a book of passports, I'm working a book on glasses, you know. And they said, "No, why don't you go and look at the attic? We have stuff." And in the attic there was everything. But attic, basement, apartment, house, deposit. And then I realized that this was a project that nobody had done. So I asked an appointment to the foundation, and I said, "No money exchange, carte blanche, in 2 years you have a book." And that's what I did.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Fantastic.
So 400 pages in the book, 326 images in the book. The director of ICP, when I did the project, did the foreword or introduction. Irene, the daughter, and the grandson did the text in front of every chapter. And I wrote the epilogue with the catalog that I had bought back in the day. And that's how it came about. And it's the first museum exhibit of the project. And it's fun, you know, because a few little stories. The trunk had all the glass plates of Halsman.
Wow.
And the trunk got lost for 40 years. And one day arrived in New York. So you find mimosa plates among others. There's ballerine, pas très bien. And then you look at the picture of the ballerine and they're plutôt bien. So considering the fact that I did half my life ballet pictures. Halsman was an engineer, so he invented his own Rolleiflex, except it's 4x5. So wooden concept, and then Fairchild metal. And the funny thing again, you know, nowadays they give us $1.99 and one hour to take a picture for anything. And among other things, so again, Halsman did, there's a picture there, Halsman did 101 covers of Life. I did one. So pour mettre les choses quand même en relation. And here he was commissioned to photograph the most beautiful women in the world. And he started July 31st and finished the job October 7th. And he went from New York to San Francisco, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, Jakarta, Calcutta, Delhi, Rome, Tel Aviv, Athens, Paris, and it goes on in first class with his wife. Ça, c'était la classe.
Oh, la classe.
And then, you know, of course, he nicked the soaps. Which again, I think, you know, it tells the history of the world. You know, TWA no longer exists, Pan Am no longer exists. The design of American Airlines has changed. The Holiday Inn probably in Vegas probably no longer exists. You know, it's like...
Yeah, it's cool.
And another funny story for me is there were no assistants, no hairdressers, no makeup artists back in the day. But here you have
Wives.
The wives doing the job, right? We found the dress again within the archives. Tu as toujours les épingles à nourrice dedans. But what it says, it's Irene Halsman. Irene Halsman was the daughter, the same woman that was sitting next to me at age 12 with a waist this size, fitting Marilyn. So imagine, genius. You know photography, add light, subtract light. Mais moi, je suis un fanatique de l'art brut.
Burn and dodge.
Burn and dodge. When you forget your egg and it burns in the enlarger. The beauty of life.
Yeah.
And you know, he was a sportsman, Halsman. You know, a photographer uses usually this finger or this finger, depending on the camera. So he needed to be fit. So he bought a display.
Ah, yes, yes.
And then there was always a ping pong table in the house, and they played ping pong. And this is not what you think it could be. I'll show you what it could be. To be fit in the morning, you have to bring blood in your brain.
Yes, exactly.
So he would hang himself up, upside down, and hold avec sa femme qui rigole, tu vois.
Ah,
it's
ouais.
fantastic.
That's great.
Mike.
Parce que j'ai découvert son travail un mois après son décès, je pense l'avoir quand même connu en ayant fait ce projet de livre. En commençant par son premier passeport, il est né à Riga. Son faire-part de mariage, sa carte d'identité française, le passeport de son épouse Yvonne, son dernier passeport, et malheureusement le faire-part de décès et la date quand il va y avoir le Memorial Service de Philippe Halsman à New York, le 25 juillet 1979. J'ai découvert le travail d'Halsman au mois d'août, le 20 août 1979. Donc à peine un mois après son décès. J'essaie de trouver un truc. Philippe Halsman était un génie. Pour les photographes parmi vous, regardez le Polaroid qu'il a fait, double exposition en Polaroid, 4-5, toutes ses couvertures, avec un portrait de lui, le roi des couvertures. Et Halsman n'était pas que le roi des couvertures, Halsman était un ingénieur, un homme de famille, un voyageur, un créateur, un homme à concept. Je pense que la photographie qu'il a fait pour la couverture de Life et les livres d'Ali, John et autres font partie de l'histoire. Allez, amusez-vous bien. Assise à côté de moi, la fille de Philippe Halsman, Irene, et pendant ce dîner, Irene me disait que je devais absolument enregistrer son fils. Là, il y avait son grand-père, son grand-mère, et découvrir des archives. On est monté au premier. J'ai trouvé des images. Chaque casier, c'est une année, il y a 50 ans de lettres, et il y a une petite sélection de lettres, une lettre, un télégramme de remerciement par rapport aux fleurs que in no way